9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to this live stream. This content is intended for viewers aged 21 and over. If you are under 21, please exit the stream now.
Friday. It's Friday, y'all. Shake it off. Step inside. Breathe easy. Growing grind in the house. Wipe your feet at the door. Keep it breezy. Step in the room. Hey, let the weekend start. Good groove, good beat. Bring your smile, bring your heart. We're growers in the building. Yeah, we rise, yeah, we shine. We put love in the soil. Now we harvest the vibe. Long week, long grind. Now we're breaking the spell. Let the stress fade out. Let the good vibes swell. We're here for the peace, for the laughs, for the crew. If you showed up tonight, this moment's for you.
Cheers. Happy Friday. For some reason, I thought I had an extra second. By golly, I'm already here. Hi, everybody. And I'm working on that part. We're getting there. But I have to tell you, I want to first say hi to everybody who's already in here in the chat. John Lindsay, I appreciate you always coming in a little bit early and showing some love. Crumblewig, what's happening, my friend? Mr. Crowley's World, hello. One shot at a time. 2 shots for me. Thank you very much. Curly Greenleaf, it's good to see you. Curly, I can't wait to show your plant later on. I got a picture of Curly's love whips, and I'm going to be sharing them in the second half of the show when we start talking with Jessie from Kindway Farms. Galaxy Solutions, what is happening? Tim Yak, hi Tim Yak, it's good to see you. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, I'm sure, briefly too. I have a feeling. It's been actually, I was pretty sick yesterday. I got to tell you that the smoke had gotten to me. I was outside for just a little bit of time and it pretty much knocked me out for the day. I got that, like my throat started to swell. I had to take Benadryl. My eyes were itchy. It was crazy. So, but I'm really sad and sorry for everybody who's really affected by it more so than me inhaling a little bit of smoke. Thurgood motherfucking Jenkins, my friend, it's good to see you in chat. Be the Arrow, how is it going? I feel like it's been a minute. And Growing Old, thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate the support. Turu, what's happening? All right, I think I'm caught up. So as many of you know in chat what today is, once a month we do, hi Anu, Calibration Corner. And you all know that we did it because it was born out of mistakes in a garden. Yes, that happens. It happens often to me. How's it going, Travis? It's good to see you. Maya, it's nice to see you too. Or Mia or Maya. I apologize for that. I'm not really good with names. So, yeah, PH Calibration Corner time. And as I thought, each month I try to think about I want to have a guest, and I do like to have community members come up and calibrate too from time to time, like Crumblewig and Homie Grows, and I appreciated them coming up and helping me out with these things because I get a little nervous and shy doing it myself. But today I have Natalie, the Fresh Princess here, who when I invited, she said yes. And the reason I invited her was because when I look at her aeroponics grow, first, I didn't even know exactly what she was doing. I'm like, hydroponics, like I don't DWC. And then I'm reading, no, it's aeroponics. So I'm hoping she'll expand on that. But I understand it's crucial. Her pH calibration is crucial, that being spot on with all her different things that she grows. And I thought, geez, who better to have to come up and talk about pH calibration than Natalie? Hi, Ee. So with that said, if you guys don't mind, I would like to bring her up on stage and you guys can wish her a happy Friday. Hi, Natalie.
Happy Friday. Thank you so much for having me, and happy Friday, everybody watching. Thanks for hanging out.
Cheers. Well, I'll say cheers.
I'm excited to be here. I got water and an edible, so cheers.
So tell me, why did you decide to say yes on PH Calibration Corner?
Well, I'm always excited to connect with fellow growers from the community. It's always exciting, especially because we connected a while back, and I have been watching your grows on social media, and I love what you do. I love how you bring the community together, and yeah, you're just such a positive force. I love your streams, and I figured this would be such a great opportunity to stress the importance of pH and kind of get into it a little bit and kind of compare notes, right? You have different way of growing. So I love connecting with people. There's no community like the cannabis community.
Exactly. How did you come to enter the cannabis community from the gardening community, the vegetable gardening, flower gardening? How did you expand?
The interesting part is the cannabis community, I think, found me almost. My journey, my gardening journey is synonymous with my social media journey. So I started sharing the day I started growing, and I think because I'm in a grow tent, for some reason, it brought people that I guess were connecting with my page. Yeah, you guys infiltrate me, right? What's up, default? Yeah, I don't know. I guess people saw the grow tent and people automatically assume that this setup is for cannabis. So when people see that I'm growing tomatoes and cucumbers, they're like, what a waste, what a waste. But then people started to, find the systems interesting, and the whole setup is, it's a little unique. And yeah, I guess, I don't know. I just found myself in the community, and I've learned probably 90% of what I know from this very community, especially indoor growing.
Yeah, I was actually really floored. Like, I love the size of your tent. I would just die if I had a tent that size.
Until you gotta clean it.
Yeah, and then I watch you, and I look at the amount of work that you have to do, in mad respect, because seriously, I had to create a show just to remember to calibrate every month. So
you know what? Whatever works. And that's great. At least it's a way. I find that the community, and you can, streaming and YouTube and the community, it actually helps hold me accountable to do certain things. We were just chatting before the stream, and I was saying that, I'm such a type B personality, and the garden and streaming my journey forces me to stay on track and to, do things I need to do on the to-do list. So yeah, it holds me accountable for sure. But, I do have to say, just like a testament to the community, you and I have connected a few times over, I don't know, the last couple of years. I've seen you on social media. I've watched your grows and whatnot. And we've engaged with each other's posts. But I have to say, you are so thoughtful. I appreciate you so much. When I had to reset my garden and take everything down, I was going through it was so difficult for me. And you reached out and you shared such a nice sentiment. And that's a testament to this community. It's like, you don't always have to know somebody and chat with them on a regular basis, but to see a fellow gardener going through something that, maybe you've been through, and you just feel compassion and you reach out, and that's what this community is. And so I just have to say thank you for that. That was so,
I was
meant a lot to me.
It like my heart dropped, and I realized what you had to do because I understood it. So
yeah, so the importance of calibrating too, right? You can lose a whole row. What space outfit is TFP wearing? Well, a TFP shirt, of course.
Oh yeah.
Mary is the best. So thank you for having me on. I'm very excited to be here.
I am really glad that you decided to come. What product are you calibrating this evening?
Pardon? Sorry, I missed
what product are you using? Like a BlueLab, a Para? Or do you have a specific brand you work with?
As elaborate as my setup is, I have no pH sponsors or anything like that. I used to use, when I first started, I didn't know what pH was. I ran a whole entire aeroponic grow, and I didn't even know what pH was. And then I used a Hannah pH pen.
Drop that link.
And I never calibrated it. and I ruined the probe and it just stopped working. So then I started using the Fluval pH drops. It's for aquariums. They're pH drops, and usually pH drops they never fail. The strips or the drops are usually pretty accurate. But that was a little time consuming. So while I still use drops, right now I got an affordable $43 Canadian on Amazon.
There you go.
It's a brand called Yinmic. I don't know. It's, one of those pens probably from China. And it's a meter. So you get a EC reading, your ppm. Ooh, it's a 500 scale. You get your pH and your water temperature. And then it comes with the calibration solution. So you get the 2-point calibration, 4 and 7. Okay. And then your EC calibration of 14, 13. So, very nice. Yeah. And then it came with a backup pH pen and TDS pen. So for $40, it was perfect. Absolutely. Yeah. That. So
but we still both need sponsors, just so you know, everybody. Her and I need sponsors for.
Yeah, I mean, I will never shut it down.
I break meters.
Yeah, you want me to try your product? I'm happy to. I got a lot of pH to test. So.
What's up, brother? It's good to see you.
So yeah, sometimes I use the drops interchangeably just to do my checks and balances. Okay. If your pH pen is only as good as your care for it, I guess, right? Your care for the probe and how you take care of it, clean it. Do you store it properly? Like I said, I'm a type B, so I don't always store it properly.
I'm in a rush sometimes, and sometimes I'll forget to rinse it or put the storage solution, like refresh the storage solution. And trust me when I tell you want to refresh that, especially in the Apera, the little cap thing that you have stored in it, it gets just funky if you just keep going back in without changing it out. And the last time I cleaned it, I had to pop out the little plastic protector piece. And unfortunately, it doesn't want to stick back on. So now I'm all nervous because that's what happened with the other one.
Yeah. So mine has
and broke it.
Mine has like a little sponge inside that kind of holds the moisture. But my probe, I'm embarrassed to show it. It's got so much salt buildup. I clean it every week and a half. I use the cleaning solution when I store it, and every time I calibrate it, I clean it thoroughly. But over the course of the week, it accumulates. That's from my General Hydroponics Micro. It stains. So I go in with a little bit of cleaning solution and sometimes a Q-tip, and I gently, I don't know if that's bad, but
that's what I do too. And I don't know another way because that stuff doesn't want to soak out. It just wants to stay in there if you don't pick it out. So there needs to be, and maybe there is like a cool brush tool or something. I would like to have that for myself. Thank you very much.
So when you're growing in ProMix, you mentioned, right? Before we were chatting. So when you calibrate, because this is what I didn't understand. Do you calibrate what the solution that you're watering with, right? You can't, there's no way to actually check the pH of your medium, right?
You can, but I don't have the equipment like BlueLab actually does make, because one of our other friends, Homie Gross Organic, he uses the BlueLab soil pH tester.
Oh, okay.
So that would be a product. Of course, it would be nice to have something like that. That's one less step. No, I have to literally just mix my bucket up and hope everything's okay. If my garden starts looking off, then I try to do a runoff and test runoff and see where I'm truly at. But with ProMix, you have to be a little careful because it's mostly peat and it wants to compact when you wet it that heavy, and it starves the root of oxygen. And that's where I started to get into trouble too. So right. I don't recommend that. So I've learned through friends here on YouTube, just add more perlite. I always thought it had a lot. I always added a little bit in the bottom, but now I mix in a lot more perlite to keep that from happening.
Yeah, so. I never knew because I'm so, I guess, used to aeroponics, right? So when people say they're pHing their soil or their medium, I guess I never.
pHing the water. Yeah, the water to me sets that medium.
That's probably such a stupid question now.
No, not at all. How would you, honestly, I didn't know shit about pH. I thought everybody waters out of the tap. What the hell would I do special shit with my water for? It's water. My God, what are people thinking? And then here now where we live, our pH comes out of the tap at 9.3. Do you know how bad that is?
It's so bad. My tap water. So I was running I was using a distiller for my systems, and it wasn't producing enough water, and eventually it broke. And so for a while I had to use tap water, and I could not get my pH to go down. I had to use almost like an entire bottle of pH down just to get it to adjust, and it was so hard there. Yeah,
I want to make a suggestion because that used to happen to me. I used to buy the pH up and down. It was on Amazon. It was like a kit, and it took way too much for it to work. So I went and just bought Fox Farm pH down. I've barely used this bottle. I've had it for a year and a half. I literally put a drop in and have to be careful because if you put, unless you're mixing up a 5-gallon, you have to be super careful. If you're just mixing up a half or a gallon, I'm so cautious. I know though, like, oh shit, if I overdo it, then I get to add more water or add balance, and I don't want to do that. So.
And that's where the learning curve is for me is, oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, the Fox Farm, the drops. I don't know if because I'm running a sterile system, can you add something like that in my system? So that's the thing. I had to actually buy some pH up yesterday. So I went to a hydroponic store, and I felt kind of stupid, but I had to ask, what's okay to use in a sterile system versus not? Is there such a thing as organic pH up and down? I know that's a silly, what I mean?
I always thought it was kind of generally, I would think it kind of is because in the past I've added lemon juice before,
right?
To adjust in a pinch. And so if lemon juice, you see, Tim says, same thing.
But I know something like lemon juice, I think will probably damage my system.
Oh yeah, because you're direct.
I think there's something about the lemon juice that you're not supposed to use in my system. Because every time people have suggested it in my lives, other people are like, people that are well versed in hydroponics are recommending to not use that. So I don't know. Maybe people.
Well, then you got to become the expert, and then you can teach everybody else.
I don't think I'll ever be an expert, but I will continue to learn always, for sure.
Oh, I'm always learning, and I'm always making mistakes, but that's kind of
the best way to learn.
Process, And then unfortunately you got to own some of those mistakes sometimes, and it's pretty fucking embarrassing when you put a lot of heart and love into it, but shit happens. And
especially when you share it online, right? Sometimes you get people that are, it's just difficult. It's a vulnerable thing, right? When you share it a little bit. So I mean, I've lost, I think it was my third run. Everything went south very quickly because I had really bad pH swings, and I didn't have a clear understanding that it was pH. So I just got rid of all my plants and started again. And, had I corrected the issue and given it a bit more time, it could have worked out, right? But again, it's about, you calibrate your pH pen properly, you have accurate information. Yes. And then you know how to act accordingly in your garden.
I've actually, since I started doing this, like this last grow, even though I'm dealing with a lot of outdoor issues in the greenhouse because of the high heat spikes we've been having, my plants have been the healthiest like ever. And I can't believe the two that are, day 68 and 71. It's like they still look young to me. So I'm like, I better start tracking the trichomes. They're starting to lean that way, but you can't tell. It's like I've been flushing them. It's like, dude, fade out or something.
I'm still learning about all those terms. Like,
I don't know what they mean half the time. Like there's channels out here that they bust all those myths about things, and I'm afraid to watch it because then I've got to start all over again.
Yes. Right. Well, that's the thing is online, you'll always find all kinds of information, right? So you kind of got to know, I guess, how to discern the good information from the bad information. Because everything with gardening, it's like whatever works, right? Whatever
Yeah,
works for you.
honestly, because different things work for different people. So
Yeah.
you work
Different
with what you
strokes for
have.
different folks.
Environment, totally different.
Yeah, in our environments. Oh my God, our environments are so different.
Absolutely. Where are you located again?
I'm in Ohio,
Okay,
Northeast
so
Ohio, right on the PA border.
So we sent you a nice little gift over the last couple of days. Some nice smoky
Yeah.
sky. I hope you're feeling better.
I am. I actually today I only went out for a few moments to take some. I take some of the watermelon rind, a little bit of the watermelon on it to the chickens. But I wore a mask when I went out, and that's all I did. And then opened up my greenhouse, and then came in, and then I had raw water later, so I didn't have to go back out. But yeah, we got hit like terribly hard yesterday, and I've never had that reaction. So I'm like, I'll wait another day or so before I'm going to be heading out again. Shit.
Yeah, it's definitely yesterday looked apocalyptic, or 2 days ago looked apocalyptic. The sky was completely yellow here. It was crazy.
And I've been seeing a lot of that on the news, and I'm really sorry. I mean, that's got to be hard. I mean, you guys just went through this a few years ago. And it's
Yeah,
just,
I mean, I'm unaffected other than the air quality, but I feel sorry for, you know, the communities that had to evacuate and the people that are directly affected. It's especially with, you know, natural disasters and stuff like that. It's just, yeah, it sucks. It's tough.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
Daddy
I think
said
we kind of got all over the place, right? On the kind of on the east.
Definitely. And everybody described it differently. Like my kids live near Cleveland, and they were saying, and Rob Santana saying, you know, it smelled like a campfire. Well, I smelled it in the morning really lightly. It was in the afternoon that it got really bad. And I knew it's like burnt plastic. That's all I could smell was plastic. And I thought, God, is there a fucking fire right over here by the all the old industrial shit that's, you know, closed down?
I know, it's crazy.
So,
but hopefully it'll pass soon. I think the worst is over.
I think so.
Yeah, turn on Canada's air filter. All right, they're good.
Yeah.
I'll turn on the exhaust.
Mother Nature needs to cooperate with everybody and put the fucking fire out.
Carbon filter.
So, yeah, so I'm running my AC and just kind of staying shut in. And then I'm still, Rob went out and got some more. We've got so many cucumbers are coming out the wazoo. And now we're getting jalapenos. I'm still waiting on tomatoes. So I'm trying to eat all these cucumbers. I've got to get your salad recipe.
Beans.
Oh yes,
beans.
I actually I'm gonna share it with you on Instagram.
Yeah, send that to me.
I saw it. I've been saving recipes because when I'm ready to harvest, I do usually a harvest on my live, and then we do a little kitchen live where I cook with what I grow.
Oh,
so
cool.
I'm trying to save some recipes to, you know, easy things that people can make with ingredients from their garden.
Well, I can tell you how to make the cucumber jalapeno watermelon margarita.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Margaritas are right up my alley, so would love that. And watermelon is the best.
I love watermelon. Yeah,
I tried growing one, but didn't work out.
I'm trying now. Everything we had out in the main big garden got totally taken over by butternut squash and pumpkins and cucumbers. So I had watermelon and honeydew, and there's just nothing there. They're gone. Yeah, but then I went to the store and bought a little pot and split it apart, and I have them going up closer to the house, and those are starting to do well. So I'm gonna
nice. Congrats.
Thanks.
Exciting.
Oh yeah.
So, I saw Thurgood was asking about my after dark plans.
Yeah. Tell us.
But yeah, the pH for that, I mean, I feel like it's only my second time growing in cocoa, so it's much more forgiving. I'm not as nervous. You know, I make
it's funny. Cocoa makes me nervous. You're like, it's so forgiving. And, you know, to me, it's like, oh my God, cocoa is just not forgiving.
I feel like compared to my system, it's relaxing. Like I'm not stressed about it at all.
Yeah. Oh, you would love ProMix, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I want to try it all, right? It's funny though that I guess I went for aeroponics and indoor growing before anything else.
I think it's really interesting because I really don't know many people do it. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was personally, just between you and I, is the lettuce tower stuff, because I've been wanting to grow my own lettuce, but the greenhouse is too hot.
Yes.
You know, I don't want to grow it outdoors. The environment just isn't good. So I would love to figure out a setup like something that I can just do I have an extra grow tent that I just use for drying, but you know, shit happens and I don't use it for drying. So, and I have room for one of those. So,
Yeah,
so I
a
wanted to
grow
get
tower,
recommendations.
it's so easy to save space. I mean, there are so many systems out there that are for, you know, urban small spaces, but, you know, maximize the amount of plants you can have per square foot. So this one fits in a 5x5 square. And if you fill all the plant ports, it's 80 plant ports total, right? So if you're growing things like herbs that are
I'm trying to.
Yeah, so I mean, it depends on the plant. I mean, these ones are going crazy, so I can't fill every single plant port.
Yeah.
But yeah, with things like lettuce, the only thing I've really learned from my grow tower personally is make sure it has enough light. Whatever system you decide to get yourself, whether it's like a tower garden or something like this, or I had to double up on my lights. I had to take some lights from a third tower that I had because the lettuce or the herbs, they do stretch and they don't grow in that nice formation. So
you have to design that. It's like any garden. You have to design where the things are going to be that need certain amount of lights and how they're going to grow out, what's going to cover. Oh God, that's so much work.
Well, I actually worked with a manufacturer to get these ordered. So the design already existed, but I had certain elements customized, like the colors and aspects like that. But in hindsight, I would have also gotten the lighting modified, right? So that I can grow lettuce more successfully without having to rig it up myself. But that's a thing with this grow tower is one challenge that I have is pHing the water is a pain. Here I can just stick my pH pen in the bucket and check it every day, twice a day if I have to. You know, I have a log and I keep a log every day of the pH. But the grow tower, I have to, because the plant ports are so small, I have to use like a syringe or an eyedropper to take a sample of the water to pH. It just feels too complicated. So I only pH the nutrients that I fill it with, and then whatever happens, happens. I don't.
It's on you, bitches.
Yeah, exactly. You sink or swim. Only the strong survive in this garden. So
I'm gonna get my pH solution ready because I need to remember to do this because before too long, between this margarita and some platinum asset. Oh my God. Let me tell you, you said if you were able to finish out this grow, you talked about wanting to consume it in that way. You will not be disappointed.
I can imagine. I am looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Rob's like, earlier, he's like, smell this. And he opens the jar because he was going to roll some. Like, oh.
My plants already smell and they're still young. And I was walking down into the basement today. I'm like, oh, wow. I can already smell it. So I can't wait till they start to flower. I'm very excited. I'm still waiting to see if my platinum asset.
I hope it's a girl. Yeah, I do hope
so. Because I had two others. I had the blueberry, Caps Blueberry, and also Caps, the deep chunk cross with Gary Payton, and both of which have balls. So
I hate that. No offense, guys, but not in my tent. I am not a breeder.
Right, unless you're trying to fulfill a certain purpose, right?
Yeah, and respect to the people that do that. I just want to grow really good weed. And pretty
I eventually would want to learn. I think that's what I love about gardening so much is there's always more to learn and you can always go further with it, and
no lie. Yeah. I'll tell you, rolling fatties, I say if anybody goes like the DGC, that's how they need to consume it there because you're trying so much and you really want to taste it. Really,
that's true.
Well, I think everything fades a little bit. I mean, it seems like even when I was doing the tank stuff on the reservoir system, I was having to add drops, to lower it because it was rising every morning. It would be up. So, and it wasn't huge.
I've had problems with salt buildup in my misters. And so I've actually had over the course of I've corrected it and now I know how to manage it, but it's still a problem. 2 weeks ago, I had my pH dropping like crazy. And normally, as your plants consume nutrients, your pH should increase, right? but mine was dropping by a lot, by several hours. Like in several hours, it would drop from 6 to 5.5, which is still within kind of range, but any lower and you're, so I find myself now I have to refresh my system every week, like empty all the water out, fresh nutrients, fresh water, and replace my misters sometimes multiple times a week.
Wow.
When I started growing, I was using organic nutrients in this system, and that was a freaking mess.
Oh yeah, that's a real mess.
But the salts, even though the synthetic nutrients are what is supposed to be used for something like this, it presents its own set of pains in the ass.
May I ask, so have you tried a product like, I know I use the Athena system is my how I feed, but they have their cleanse, and the cleanse part is what, I don't know. I think that saves me. And a lot of times people say, oh, I don't really use it that much unless I'm cleaning out this or that. But a lot of times I am bottom watering. And sometimes you need to help, flush and have that cleanse in there. And they wouldn't put it on there if they didn't want you to use it. And I think it's
100%. So I do have the cleanse. I just recently purchased it when I was after I had to tear down the garden the last time. I purchased the cleanse to clean. So I ran it through my systems before taking everything down, so that just a quick wash just to get everything that was left on the buckets. But I've never used it while having plants in the system. I'm really nervous to do that because I don't possess the experience or the knowledge. So I'm nervous. I know it says right on the bottle that you can do like a light application while you have plants in the system, really to just kind of flush everything out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a little nervous to use it, and then I'd have to empty my system, add in enough water, 12 gallons worth to fill it, add Athena cleanse, let it run, and then drain that again, and now a new 12 gallons of water. And it feels like a lot of water.
I understand that. It is. I see you just lugging it all around. That's too much.
That's where my technique comes in. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Sorry. I know it's gonna help, but there's things that are gonna work in your favor in the garden, but sometimes you can't fight who you are. You can try, but
it never works. Never works.
Or if it does, it's not sustainable.
Are we
calibrating?
Yeah, did you like to calibrate with me? I'm going to calibrate my pair, and I have a feeling it's similar to the design setup. Kind of looks the same, except for mine is just pH.
Yes. So here's the thing about mine is, I don't know if it's short-term memory or too many edibles. Every time I calibrate my pH pen, or it's time to calibrate, I always forget. Even though I do it every couple of days, I still have the instructions handy just to make sure we're doing it right.
Honestly, if you're ever questioning it and you want to refer back, and you do a lot of different processes in the garden, probably more so. And plus, because that's a multimeter, it's not just one. Mine's just pH. So it's fairly simple. So I'll tell you what, how about I'll pull up and show mine, and then I'll bring you back and let you look at get yourself set up.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Ooh, that's too big, maybe. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit too shy for that. Okay, so I am calibrating right now, just holding in my hand, apparently with 7. I don't know, whatever that's about. So all with the Apera you got to do is calibrate. I'm using the 7 solution. First, I put them in little shot glasses. I'm trying not to reuse my solution. I'll be calibrating everything. Don't worry. I'm going to get it done. So I'm going to give it time. Giving it time. It's doing its thing. But I think it's pretty locked in. And it's funny because every time I go to calibrate, I'm always just 0.1 off like this. What the actual F, dude? So I'm going to tell it to calibrate. So that is now calibrated to 7. Now I'm going to rinse it off with some water. I have it in a little cup over here, but because I'm just too lazy to get off my damn ass right now, I got all this shit around me. I don't want to make a mess. So let me get a little paper towel. Okay. And then next, I'm going to go for the 4. I can do the 3-part calibration, but honestly, it's really not necessary for what I use.
What is the 4th or what is the 3rd point?
10.
Oh, 10.
Yeah. So like I have the option of doing 10 or 4, and then I can do the last one. So I'll hit calibrate again. And it'll just flash 10 and 4. So it'll figure that out pretty damn fast where I'm at. Sorry about the glare. I can't tell. Is that 4.1? My eyes are so bad. Yes, it is. So it's off also, 0.1. It's so weird. So I'm just
the same thing.
and then just gonna calibrate it and tell it, no, bitch, that's 4.
Should be off. Shouldn't it?
And then I'm gonna rinse that. I know, dear. It's just so, guys. Now I am officially set, and I'm going to fill my little thing with some fresh stored solution and stick that baby in there and keep it nice and whatever fresh for another day. So let me go ahead and pull you up. Oops, wrong one. I don't like that one. There, that's better.
See, that's how disorganized I am. I don't even have my cleaning solution here, I don't think.
No, I have a little little tote thing that's in. It is moist. Moist, tell me grows.
All right,
Sorry.
that's just use water for now. I'll fill it later.
right,
So
we're
mine is exactly the same as yours. I should probably clean it first, but I just put it in the. I hit the
Here, let me
button.
I'll pull you up here. There you go.
So I do the same thing. I just hit the calibration button until it flashes, and then it says calibrate. I put it in the 7 solution. Oh, mine's not doing 7.1 today.
No, it's
so
just like mine.
Calibrate. And then I do it again. Oh, I dip it in water. Calibrate again, and then I just get it in the 4.
But it's fun.
It does take time. It takes a little bit of time. So yeah, I got 4.1. I mean, they do it every couple of days, so it should be pretty accurate. And that's it. And then I'm done calibration mode. And then I do the same thing with the EC. I calibrate with the 1413 solution.
Oh, that's
So
a
what
whole other thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I like about calibrating that is I've had TDS pens before that they're the calibration. I forget how it works, but it doesn't have the arrows. So a lot of TDS meters have arrows where you put your desired value, right? So you enter calibration mode for your EC.
Okay.
And then you put it in the solution, but rather than waiting till it reads the EC and then hitting calibrate, you actually use the up and down arrows to get to your desired value. So because this is 1413, once you put this in the solution, you adjust your reading to 1413 so that it calibrates. Oh, let me just. So yeah, I hit the EC calibrate button.
Here, again.
I hit the EC calibrate button. It's not working.
It sounds like me.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know what's going on. Oh, here it is. Sorry, it's flashing. This is when you know maybe the edible starts to kick in and it just all right. So
that's the best time to calibrate.
Yeah. All right. Oh. I don't know what I just did. This is why I have to read the instructions. All right, calibrate. There we go. So now I just got to use the up arrow. It's such a pain. It goes all the way to like 1200. So you always have to 14, 13. There. Done.
Sweet. Boom.
So yeah, that's it. It always feels like such a chore, but it does feel good, especially on like my live streams when people are like, well, when's the last time you calibrated your pH pen? I'm like, today.
Yep. That's really awesome that you have that backup. Looking out.
But the drops, honestly, the drops never fail. The drops have always been tried and true. So for anybody that's new to growing, I recommend using drops. You don't want to. Yes, I have the same ones.
My eyes, though, are just getting harder to tell the difference in the colors a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I have a problem with. But yeah, these are really a nice backup. I think every garden should, if you don't, know how you do, no matter how you do it, great backup.
Yes,
Really.
absolutely. And if ever you second guess yourself or something doesn't seem right, like I said 2 weeks ago, my pH pen or my pH in my systems dropped so much that I actually questioned my pen, my device. And so I double checked it with the drops, and my pen was correct. So, always double check. And, if you're, when in doubt, double check, because people can really mess up their plants,
Now that I, found my BlueLab, this one I won last year, but it was missing when I had my problem with the broken one. So I replaced the broken one, and then I found the BlueLab. So technically, this is my backup. So
do you have a preference of pen?
I know the Apera more, so I've used it for a longer time, and it's just a lot easier. Like I just look at this one, and I don't know why I feel like, yeah, maybe I don't understand it. It's just pH. Did I pH check it? No, not yet. And I know I've never done this live with the BlueLab.
Oh my gosh, I hate calibrating live because I always mess up. Like just now, but it's okay.
Damn it! I still have all my stuff sitting here, and I'd be a bitch not to get it fucking done.
Yeah, you know what? That's one of the things is like it's worth holding yourself accountable just to do it.
I know,
because then you have more control over the rest of the stuff, and then in the long run, it's less work.
I do it for you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I fall on my face, try not to laugh really hard. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so it looks pretty simple. Calibrate. I don't know if I have to hold it or just hit it. Okay, calibrate is selected, and it says 4. 4. Oh, 4's first. So oh boy, do I have enough 4 in here? I might have to add to my little shot glass. It's like a little. Rob, I need more 4, I think. Oh, no, it's doing its thing. That's right. I've seen Homie do his. I should remember. I don't see nothing. Do you see nothing?
Just, oh, there it says calibrate.
Oh, am I supposed to do something now? Oh, it says 4. Yes, it's done. All right, so I guess I'm done with that. Yep, it says 4. So let me take that.
And it's such a quick button again. It's so quick to do, but I always put it off. I always put off calibrating.
That's why I'm like, I better do this one. I'm sitting right here. All this stuff is right here. Yeah, that's what the show's about. I better do it right. Okay, so I guess I hit calibrate again. And why does it say 4 again? I just did 4.
Now I feel less alone because I'm exactly
the same way. Somebody with BlueLab, help me. I really actually would love to get a sponsor from one of these companies up here, really like the tech people talking about how you do this shit, like how it's supposed to be done. Like, they're probably watching and saying, you're doing it all wrong. Why are you doing a show on it? Well, get up here and help me. Okay, so that's 4. So I just hold it? Oh, okay. No, I don't know.
That's why
it doesn't tell me to go. Wouldn't I hit calibrate again to go to the next one? Wouldn't you? You would think you go to the next one. Okay, now I hit hold. I really messed it up. Okay, hold on.
You're asking the wrong gal. I don't know. I'm so bad with this.
Help me, people. Help me. I'm not going to get it done today. I just have a feeling. No, bitch. Went back to 4. Make sure I rinsed, homie. It didn't matter. It never prompted me for 7. Where is 7? It just said calibrate 4. So it's okay, guys. BlueLab. When you see this, you can laugh all you want, but come help me do this next time.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it right.
It happens to the best of us.
But see, I know the other one, the Apira, I know, so I'm more comfortable with it.
Heck, I just threw out a pH pen because I couldn't figure out how to calibrate it properly. I was like, man, this thing must be broken. You know what? With me, I am somebody who probably shouldn't have nice things. I do not take good care of my things, particularly my pH pens. So I'm trying to change that habit because my garden depends on it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because you need them, especially when you do start using them and you realize the differences, and then you do count on it.
Yes, absolutely. I definitely see a difference now for sure. And I'm starting to understand, you know, how plants behave, or, you know, how they look, or what certain things may look like when your pH is off. pH swings happen, right?
You didn't hold the button.
Yeah, I know. I did it wrong. I said I was doing it wrong. I didn't help. Oh, I didn't have a link posted though.
That's what, honestly, I don't know why. I just can't retain it for some reason. When I do it without the instructions, it never works. So I have to, you know, okay, one, hold, long press, calibrate.
And you know, that's what I should have done. I should have had it sitting here, because the last time I did it, I had to use the paper too.
And the embarrassing part is, like I said, I calibrate every 2 to 3, usually every 3 days for sure. Sometimes, you know, if I use it more than once a day, then I'll do it a little more often. But yeah, I mean, you know what? This one was pretty affordable, and it's not a fancy name brand or anything, but I really love that you can get your pH and your EC. It's a one-stop shop. Before, I was using the drops for pH and a TDS pen for the EC, and it just, it's too complicated.
Yeah,
It's just one extra step, but it's too complicated.
I need to get one of those EC meters. That's something I don't have. I used to, but it was a really cheap one. Really cheap, I mean. So.
Yeah.
And it just never really, I don't think, worked accurate. So when I do runoff, all I'm checking it really is pH to see if my pH is on point, because I hope that if it is, that maybe the rest will be in line. If I didn't, you know, if I followed instructions properly, or kind of properly.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm sure there was a point in time where people didn't check EC and they were just checking pH with drops or strips, or, you know, without the technology involved. So, you know, maybe it's not that, especially if you're familiar and you're experienced, you kind of have a sense of how much nutrients you should be adding, and, you know, depends on your experience. It's not necessarily do or die. You know what I mean? You can still grow a beautiful plant. And,
yeah, it's when I start mixing things in and trying to do different things in my garden is where I run into trouble. You know, when I tried 2 different nutrients running side by side in the same tent at different stages, and I almost had a stroke about it. It was not a good idea. So I'm really pretty locked in with Athena, just because I find it, I mean, I was lucky. I started with a whole free kit, and I don't mean the little trial one. I mean a whole kit. And so far, all I've had to replace are the blooms, and it lasted me a really long time, and it was a leg up in the game. So anybody gets a chance to ever enter something where they're giving those away, they give away smaller ones, but I'm telling you, it's for me, it's easy, and I don't like a lot of bottles, but it just makes sense for me. It's easy, and I don't say that lightly, because most shit is fucking hard.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, ask anybody that watches my live streams. Mixing nutrients is just, so hearing that you were running 2 different kinds at the same time is, each nutrients, in my opinion, even though I only have, I mean, I've only used general hydroponics, which I'm looking to make a switch to something new, just to, you know, try other things. But I was using an organic line versus the synthetic line, and both in itself are kind of a learning curve on the application and the ratios. And one was a 2-part, one was a 3-part. And so running 2 at the same time just gives me chest pains. Like the thought of that just stresses me out.
Yeah, I'm not likely to do that again anytime soon, but I am using the other nutrient now outside in my vegetable garden. So I'm putting it to use. I'm not using the King Cola, it's not necessary for what I've got planted out there, but I'm using pretty much most everything else. So I definitely will use it. I'm not gonna lose it.
I was even thinking making a switch to nutrients that's more for vegetables, less for cannabis. Because right now I'm using general hydroponics, the 3-part, the Flora series, but I guess the ratios are more geared towards cannabis, right? So
yeah, see what I did with the Emerald Harvest nutrients is I went online and checked how to feed it to vegetables because it is a different ratio. It's probably less than half of what I would have fed to the cannabis plants. So, and then of course there's those few extra things that you don't need for tomatoes and green beans and stuff. And that stuff's pretty good. The Emerald Harvest nutrients. We gave away a few boxes of that last year at Cannabis, and
awesome.
I hope we get that they'll be supportive this year coming up, and look forward to that because again, that's how a lot of people get a chance to try these types of things is winning them or going to an event and someone says, "Here, try this," and you're like,
yeah,
okay, give me that big box of Athena I can't carry. So that neither of us could carry, and we had to like borrow their little cart thing to get it to the parking garage.
That's awesome, though. Yeah, first of all, it's awesome that you do that, right? Because people in the community, like you said, they get to hear about different things, try new things that they maybe wouldn't have tried on their own or don't want to purchase or want to try before they buy. But I was saying to people in the community on my live the other day that a lot of these nutrient lines are becoming more and more difficult to access in Canada.
Really?
Yeah, like general hydroponics, I think is going to become like obsolete in Canada soon, just because of like labeling regulations and stuff. I guess they require both French and English on the label, and it's too expensive for GH to probably invest just for the Canadian market. So every store that I go to is starting to be out of Bloom, out of Micro, and I really would like to finish off the run using the same nutrients because to your point earlier, right? I don't just right in the middle making the switch. It's not rocket science, but same as calibrating my pH pen, it just feels complicated right now. And I become avoidant. I'm like, you know what? Just use water for the rest of the run if that's the case.
I absolutely agree with that. I think you're making the right choice. I really do.
Yeah.
What's that, Rob?
I think that's us.
Oh, my dog's over here like hacking away. She's pretty old and she coughs a lot and she has to go to the bathroom. So I think that the air wasn't helping her any. Yeah. You have an older dog too that coughs?
Yeah, she's a senior dog. We think she's around 15 and boy, she's a handful. Worth it, but she's a handful.
Yeah. Ours is kind of losing her hearing.
Same. And her sight.
And
she's still mobile, but she's definitely weaker as she gets older, right? So
just spoiled the shit out of her, that's what we do.
She rules the house. She rules the house.
They're gonna live.
And she loves the fresh tomatoes and stuff from the garden. She loves that.
That's awesome. I don't know. I don't think Bailey. No, Bailey's more like hand me a hot dog bun or a tortilla. She loves it. Like you're not supposed to have tortilla. Your doctor would kill me giving you pieces of tortilla, but she really loves tortillas.
I mean, I give my dog that. I give my dog whatever I have, as long as it's certain things like no chocolate or garlic or onion.
Yeah.
I always give, I always give her a little bit of what I'm having.
If I open a can of tuna, she's gonna get some. If I open a can of chicken, if I'm making chicken salad, she's gonna get some. So.
Yeah. It's okay. It's worth it. You spoil them and, yeah.
All right.
Peppers, but hated tomato. What's interesting is Scarlett, my dog, she store-bought tomatoes she never eats. Anything healthy, like any produce, she won't eat it. But for some reason, she likes the Sun Gold tomatoes. I gave her one and she loved it. So maybe it's the sweetness or something about it, but if it's anything too healthy, like lettuce, she's not going to eat that.
No, there's no fun in lettuce. It's just,
No.
yeah.
It's either meat, bread, or cheese. Those are the things she likes.
I want to get some of those mesh bags for tomatoes and stuff for the chickens because, like right now, I give them when I do cucumbers. I cut it. The seeds usually we don't like to eat a lot of the seeds, so I scrape them all out with some of the pulp and when it's going to be really hot out, I chop it all up and I freeze it, and then I put it out on trays out there, and they can pack out and eat it. It's full of vitamins that they need. So I want to start getting ready for things like tomatoes, or whole pieces of things that I can hang up and see what they like. I have no idea what they want.
So tell me about your chickens for a sec. How many chickens do you have?
We have 6, minus the one that turned out to be a rooster. So.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we actually had an incident recently. They were all together. They're still really young, but he's like a juvenile, like, I don't know, he's going through puberty or some shit, and he's acting really funny. And the hens started really getting kind of messed up and fighting, and so we removed him, and that was a nightmare, and it was like excruciating because he was so traumatized by it, but we had no choice but to do it. And then when I was feeling like, oh God, I've got to do something, I can't just let him freak out. He's like jumping against the side of the coop and stuff and hanging, and I'm like freaking out, and I'm like Googling on the thing, can I just let him back in? They said no, because it was getting dark. The hens and him will have it out in the dark, and hens can't see at night. Don't do that, and I'm like asking fucking Google for help because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So, but now everything's good. He's separated. He still is able to be all around their pen in the morning when we go out. Usually we open up everything and let them go into the garden, and they pick bugs and do their chicken stuff. And when it's nice and it's not smoky out and stuff, I like to go out a couple times a day. So
Nice.
And then I take things like the cucumber pulp. I love to eat watermelon, so I always take out just a little bit of red left in there, and then the rind, and they'll eat down to a certain point every time. They love it. You can freeze it and they still on for a hot day.
Yeah, that's perfect. At least it doesn't go to waste, right? That's awesome.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I would love to get some chickens. Oh no, I'm so sorry, rolling fatties.
Yeah, I was worried with the heat.
Yeah, that sucks.
And the smoke.
That's the only thing that's tough, is it's such a responsibility, and
it is.
You do the best you can, but there's always challenges that come with either chickens or having a garden, or it's not the same thing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. It does happen, but it still sucks.
Really
but like, we didn't know what to do with the rooster. I'm like, I didn't want to rehome him. I think, first of all, that'd be hard to do. And no way I was going to let him go out into the wild, because that you can't do that. That's inhumane, And so I'm like, I'm trying to allow him to be there, but not in a way that, first of all, it's, going to be 1 rooster to 5 hens, and the ratio isn't really good for the hens. And I don't want that kind of stress on them.
Yeah.
So I'm already planning.
You don't realize that you have to think about, right?
Yeah. Like I said, we did not plan on you kind of trust that when they sex these things, that they're sexed properly at the stores when you get them at a store, but they don't know. They're just kids working at these places usually. And I don't know. Like,
you
it doesn't.
And you learn as you go, right?
Yeah. Coopers, what's up? Hello, everybody coming in. Sorry, there's some other people that just rolled in. Hi, the Green Oracle.
I've been keeping my eyes on the chat, but it's so the chat's popping. So I'm
it's nice to see everybody. How you doing? And we're actually getting close to the 7 o'clock hour, where we're going to be joined by Jessie from Kindway Farms soon. And Jessie is she's a grower. Her and her husband breed in Missouri. And I've actually got to meet her in person and known her for a while now. A really good individual, and she is an organic grower, and she pretty much does all her own stuff too.
amazing.
Yeah. So if you want to stick around and listen, and I know you said you had stuff to do, but feel free to leave the chat open.
I actually got to feed Scarlett. She's waiting for me, probably making her demand. So but a senior dog, it's always around and taking care of.
Habitual's here. Hi, Habitual.
What's up,
I remember
Habitual?
seeing you earlier. Yeah, she's in Columbia or near Columbia. I know when I went to visit her, it was in Ashland, Missouri. Missouri is a really badass place. Love it. The people are phenomenal, especially the cannabis people out there. So I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan. So
There is no community like the cannabis community, for real. Everyone is just so, it's just such a kind and yeah, it's just a uplifting community, no pun intended.
well, I'm glad you're a part of it. And I'm glad you were able to step up today because, you know, you bring a lot, like I said, a lot more perspective to it than just a regular cannabis grower in some, you know, stupid medium. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, I feel like you're like the scientist probably compared to me.
I am far from it. It's everyone in the community that helps me get to where I am. So I just pretend it's everybody else makes me look good because they help me. But you know what? Everyone has a different way, and I think every way of growing is extremely interesting and inspiring, and we can all learn something from each other, no matter how we grow, even if it's not our thing. You know, we can all kind of find a happy medium, right? It's all about the plants.
Well, if you do grow out your platinum asset and it's going to be a girl and you're ready to have that smoke, you just let me know and I'm sure I will save a little bit, put it to the side, and we can smoke some together. So.
All right. I look forward to that. I really appreciate you having me on.
Anytime.
It's been really nice chatting. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming up. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. And happy growing to everybody watching. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Cheers. All right. Thanks so much. We'll see you again soon.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye. I see Jessie from the chat is in.
Cool.
Yeah, that was great. I love that. It was nice hanging out with her. And I could have talked about like chickens and gardening stuff for a minute, and you guys really would have been like, oh, Mary, shut up already. So, because I know what we want to talk about. And then we want to talk about some weed plants, and we're going to talk about some weed plants. Jessie, anytime you want to come up, you are more than welcome to. Let me get my chat back up to the right place that it's supposed to be. And for all of you around here who aren't necessarily cannabis growers, but just like to hang out with the grow community, you are more than welcome to stay. We'd love to have you. And I'm going to actually start off this last half hour. When Jessie's ready, I'll have her come up. But I'm going to start off by showing first, if Curly Greenleaf, I'm not sure if you're here, but I wanted to show that Curly sent me a picture of the Love Whip. And congratulations, Curly, you've got 2 Love Whips and they are looking phenomenal. And I did not keep the note open that says what day they were. So if you were in the chat and you would like to jot that down, I don't want to missay, but I thought it was like 11 or something like that. I'm really bad. My memory's bad. So why didn't that carry over with this picture? Damn it. So Curly, thank you very much for sending that over. And anybody else out there in chat, if you are growing along. Oh, I sent you a new one this morning, Jessie. If you should have gotten it here. Let me see. Let me put it in the chat for you. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Here you go. So just go ahead and click on it and come on in, Jess. As soon as you're ready. So thank you very much, Curly. I really, really appreciate you sending that in. I also have I wanted to show you guys my little update. Oh, shoot. Is it going to be where it's supposed to be? Probably not. Desktop. Okay, I guess I'm not showing you my update this minute because I can't find it. I need somebody to come up here and keep me company. Jessie, save me. Here, let me put this back on screen so you guys can look at it while I figure out my stuff. Oh, Jessie's here. So I'm going to bring her up on stage and she's going to save me. Jessie, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. It's good to see you.
Hey.
pull this down. I'm trying to figure out, okay, I had it up here earlier and then I'm like, no, I want to put Curly's picture up there that they sent, and I pulled mine down. And when I pull up my next file, it's not where I thought it was. So I'm looking. You know, I'm looking. I might be froze up. I'm sorry if I am. Jess, can you hear me? All right, I'll be right there. I heard someone pop in, so I might have lost you. Just trying to find this file, and it is not here. There it is. Okay. I'll bring you back up.
Hello, everybody. We are on day 39 of life for our little love whips. We did do some topping this week, or in this case, you want to call it fimming, since I didn't have much to work with. I actually did all 3 plants, and they all responded pretty well. I have also since then done an IPM treatment with Athena IPM and Stack, and they're doing all right. Number 3 has a little bit of pip burn, so I'm keeping my eye on her. Number 1 just looks like she really needed watered before I finally did it. So, and then of course number 2 seems to be the happiest and healthiest so far. If I'm going to clone one, it will likely be number 2. How are things growing with your love whips? Let's catch up. Drop a comment in the chat and let us know how you're growing.
That's mine.
That's great. Those are great.
I don't know. I couldn't. Last time I grew the photos, most of them were regs, and I really didn't do much with the entire run because I knew I had a bunch of regs, and I just felt like I didn't want to waste time. I chose to. Actually, it's not that it's the healthiest looking. I like the structure. The other ones are both growing like kind of crooked, and like none of them are exactly what like I'm thinking. I need to get them to stretch more, so it's why I decided to top. Plus, I do love having more top colas, you know, and I probably could have waited a little bit longer. I think I said what day I was at class. So it's like 39, I think it is. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I feel like they maybe could use some of the, like if they were an autoflower, I would be removing a couple of the larger leaves at this stage. I would never do it for a young auto, but at 30 something days, I would to let more light in. Right now, I've been trying to tuck during the day, and then they just kind of pull themselves back up out of it.
So we, I think that you can go ahead and defoliate some of those bigger leaves and get some more light down to the lower nug cycle, or nug cycles to the lower nugs on the bottom. But yeah, we do, like when we're deciding which clones, we actually take a clone of every pheno, and until we smoke or consume it, we keep it, just to, not on every plant that we grow, but definitely the plants that we breed with. Like, the love whip doesn't get like really tall. It's a medium height plant. So,
I wondered if I could just do a bunch of colas, like if I can, because she's short and stocky, if I can get those sides to come up just a little bit, I can literally have just
top them all.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
You can top them all. Like for us, like I guess sort of strategy wise, like if the lowers don't, after like, I don't know, give them like 8 weeks, 9 weeks in veg if you're going that long. Then if the bottom of the plant, or even if you're going to wait until maybe the first week of flower and transition over, if the bottom stems don't reach halfway up the plant, then I'll just cut them off. Cut those off, and then all of that energy goes into producing bigger colas. So just a different strategy and how to grow. Of course, if you're doing like scrogging or something like that, you may want to keep them around. Are you going to scrog or stake up or?
Well, the thing is I plan on moving them to the other tent in the corner where I like to flower, because it's a darker area naturally, and I figure less chances of light leaks.
Yeah.
But it's a 5x5. So what I'm doing now is I'm germinating a couple autoflowers too, because I want to make sure
stick those.
I don't know if I can fill a 5x5 with 3 photos, because I don't know how long I'm going to keep them before I decide to flip them. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to kind of wait and see what the community is doing, like where are people at in their grows or other people, because honestly, I would like to jump in on that part with as many people as possible. So if we have people that are just starting out, hang a little bit, because we're going to have a lot more fucking top colas because of it. I'll wait for you. I will wait for you.
And you have 3, so you could even, if you're organized with your calendar and dates, you could start one flowering in the other tent now and keep 2 back for veg, and then maybe in a couple weeks do the other 2 or 1, and then that's another way to stagger your grow and your harvest, sort of the workload on the other end too. Keep your autos staggered, and then just different ways to manage your garden, and they all work, which is cool.
I try to have autos going every 30 days, and I was like 34 or 35 days on the ones out in the greenhouse, and I'm like, oh shit, I've got to start some more autos. They're nice to just be there.
No, autos are great. Give you a little bit different, variety in your garden, and they're so darn fast. Reading the comments. Happy to see everyone.
It is nice to see everybody. Hi, Pitts.
Yeah.
And
Great
everybody, and there's a lot of new people here, from the earlier show, and I'm not sure how much of it that you saw, that we did our pH calibration, and I did not properly do mine.
I watched. I was just a couple minutes late. I had to take my son over to his grandpa's house, but so I was just a few minutes late, but I really enjoy learning. Hydro isn't for me, just from the sense it's to me, it seems like it's so much more work and so much more precision that you have to calibrate, have to
just on top of that shit,
changing the plants over from the 5-gallon bucket of water, and I'm sure the people who are in it, there's great stuff that they produce. And so I'm sort of like always awe-inspired, and it makes me want to throw a bucket every once in a while just to
I want to do the tower thing and do the herbs and lettuce in my house, because that's something I would really like to have all year round, and just be able, if I could do it.
Yeah, I always keep, there's usually like on our swap shop here, you can almost always find an old tower on swap shop, and I'm always tempted to just grab it and throw it in the corner.
I used one.
What did you say, Rob?
Getting used one.
Yeah, absolutely. Or
actually, a lot of places, I know there was someone else in the community, they were finding tents at Goodwill. Used tents that were brand new,
Yeah, there were a few like grow tents last time I was at Goodwill, but our Goodwill, I don't know what's going on. They're getting a little righteous. They were still wanting like $75 for a used grow tent. You don't know if all the pieces are there, so I'd almost rather like find a buddy or go to the grow store. Like if you can, I think one year at some of our events here, we even did like an equipment swap where people could bring in their old lights or old equipment that they don't use, and then come in and swap it out or outright buy it. I thought that was like a really cool idea.
Yeah, I think so. I wish I could see more of that stuff. And it probably goes on around me. And I swear I live in a bubble sometimes. Like people talk about people in the community that I should know, like names that I should know. And I've really consumed things, I guess, a little bit differently from the start. And I just don't know a lot of people. I'm meeting more people
Yeah.
all the time, which is really cool.
Mhm.
But I feel like I don't know anybody.
I think for us, I mean, we were just so grateful that, because it was medical when we did med cards traveling the state the first 3 years, and then Missouri established rec, that I got to meet people every year to renew their medical cards and really get to know them, and they'd refer their friends. So now, as far as names, I'm horrible at names, but I usually can remember like the Instagram tag, or, before Facebook took my accounts, then I could, remember their Facebook accounts and stuff. But I'm out here. You're smoking. What are you smoking on tonight?
I'm smoking on Platinum Asset by Bingus again.
Yum. Good.
Like, I switched over during the week, and I don't know. I don't have to smoke as much. And this week, with all the wildfire stuff, I'm not really smoking very much. As a matter of fact, I was enjoying some of the candies that you do. I love those candies.
Good. Thank you. Well, let me show you. I'll give you just sort of like a little preview of the garden. And just remember, I know this looks like a lot of plants, but we don't grow for yield. So if you were to probably put all of these plants in maybe 6 or that's a low number. If you put these in 12 humongous pots, you might get them all filled. But this is sort of our tester area.
Wow.
So we do a lot of, again, we're really working on, how our genetics do outside. And like my experience is I'm going to lose a third of what we plant, just from weather, from disease, from the summer heat, and I miss a pot in the back, or, like human error type of stuff, dog error. Thank goodness my love whips bounced back. But this is sort of where we test things out. And so like you'll see this pot here, a few of these pots have a few different smaller plants in them. Those are regular seeds that we're testing out. And if I see a male, then I'll just cut that out and it will no longer be in there. The stakes in our little greenhouse frame are 8 feet stakes, or 8 foot. So hopefully, in the next few months, you'll get a little glimpse of what that looks like whenever it's all full. And then these I'm sort of protecting a little bit more. And again, these are really just testers for our genetics. So if we started earlier, or if we wanted to put them in bigger pots, we could definitely increase our yield. Cannabis plants are really hungry, so you can really push the limits when you feed them. And whether that's, if you're feeding them nutrients, synthetics, going all organic, it doesn't really matter what your method of choice is. They are really hungry, so you can feed them really well. But I wanted to show you our 3 little love whips. The 2 that we started with that are seed plants are the ones with the little marigolds on the end. And so this is the one that got completely knocked over out of its pot, and it's looking healthy. I'll go in here, and like any new growth, I'll just pop off as it keeps growing. And then I have these little plastic clips, or if I have some of the green ties, the wire ties, then I'll tie them up to a stake, and then I also put a cage around them. This one is actually a clone. So it's not a technical one in our grow off, but it is a love whip clone. So you'll be able to see like what is the actual difference between a seed plant and a clone. When I was telling you earlier, like this, like when I'm deciding like if I'm just going all the way up, like how I've removed these branches, I'll probably, when these get a little bigger, I'll probably go ahead and remove these, just so I'll be able to get like a bunch more like growth up here.
Very
And then
Wow, they've recovered so beautifully.
they've recovered really nice. And then this is my one that was like completely bent that I'm really surprised sort of lived. That remember,
Oh yeah.
it has a big knuckle on it now, but I just put some masking tape over it when I found it really early, quickly after the dogs knocked it over. But I put some masking tape on it, and then I taped it to this bamboo stake. And then a few days later, it had sort of regrew and healed itself. And then I tie it pretty tight with the green ties here. And then we go from there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Very
And just a reminder that we top dressed with cow manure and compost and worm castings, because you can see that they're like a little green. And then these are plants that are from our indoor, like we just brought these plants out like 2 days ago. And so you can see how much healthier, or like not healthier, but they're much greener than these. And remember that whenever I needed, I told you that I was recycling our soil. Here's our guy here. He wants to know what's going on here. Come over here. But remember I told you that we reuse our soil. So this soil is a little nitrogen deficient. So what we're doing is doing a little fermented plant juice, and we'll let that get to cooking outside, and then we'll pour that on, and hopefully we should be pretty good.
It sounds great, Jessie. I'm really jealous of your garden. It's lovely.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would one of these days I've got to go out to my greenhouse. I don't like to do it now because of the smoke, so I'm really not getting out there very much right now. The plants don't seem to mind that. The G Breath autoflower that I have, it's only on day like, I don't know, 30 something. It is already like up here. It's really tall.
Yeah.
It literally likes that hot, humid, smoky air. Oh, there's the love bug that did all the damage.
Yeah, his tail is a whacker. Look at you, big boy.
Sweetie pie.
He is pretty good. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. A house isn't a home without a dog, you know?
I always pick up this later. Can somebody throw, Rob, why did we not throw this away? I was going to say because it's refillable. Then
So, just gonna do it.
He puts them in a pile, and he needs to do a bunch at once. So that's annoying because I keep picking it up. But I cannot wait to the day that I can smoke the love whip. And I love looking at the pictures of her. She's such a beautiful plant. I've been seeing her all over ever since we started doing this. I don't know if the feed is putting more love whip in front of me, and I am loving.
Well, I will try to get some love whip pictures together. I have so many great pictures that other growers have submitted. Love Whip is probably, we have a few fan favorites, but Love Whip is the one that sort of we're most known for here in Missouri. So I'll definitely try to gather some of my favorite pictures that people have grown of it. And that way you can show everyone. And then they're also on my Instagram, but you may have to search for them.
I wanted to hang this up behind me because I moved it recently. And it's going to be glare. I can't really do much about it, but it's. And this was something that another grower that I know in the community, where's Dave 420, had grown this plant, and it was the Kneel to Heaven that for High Again from I can't remember the name of the company, and actually did that. And his wife, Befonia Buds, she puts all the cannabis stuff to art. And it's so
that's
beautiful.
cool.
She does jewelry, and it's just
that's awesome. I love it. That's really cool. Yeah, you'll have to put
Jessie,
that up there.
You have other contact. I know you're on Facebook too.
We do have Facebook, and please give it a like. It's called the Kindway. We had a great following for years, and then I had too many people, I guess, report me or Meta, whatever they do, had sort of closed our bigger accounts, but the Kindway on Facebook. Instagram is my best social media, Kindway_Farms. And you all know Matt's the breeder. He runs the Kindway Farms account. And let's see. Oh, we have a Patreon. So if you all are like into our genetics, I do like more behind the scene pictures for our Patreon members. There's 2 seed levels, or seed subscription service levels that you can get. But that's the best like bang for your buck on our genetics. And you know, the people who sort of support us, that helps pay for our Common Ground Fair. Matt was getting Munson with the water hose to stay away, but I don't mind because it's been a scorcher here today. But yeah, those are probably the best ways to find us. And of course, you can always check our website at kindwayfarms.com.
That's where you got that beautiful picture of the love whip.
Yeah, that's a really good one. And that the really great picture of Love Whip, that's from Rusty. He has Stark Raven Mad Productions here in Missouri, and he's a professional photographer. And then he does a lot of cannabis photography the last few years, and he just does some really great work. And he'll do like home visits. So if you're a home grower and you want, and you're in Missouri, or he's from the Southwest, so maybe even if you're in a connecting state or something, who knows? But check out his work. He does some really cool stuff.
Awesome.
Thurgood, thank you for sharing those links. Yeah.
Thurgood, motherfucking Jenkins. Always coming through, always helping. He's my Ohio Gromie.
Oh, very awesome.
I've known him for a long time now. So one of these days we're going to meet and we're going to smoke together. I just know it. So
I am a long time ago. Gosh, it's been. I don't want to age myself, but a couple decades. But I used to work for a company out of Kansas City, and I got to travel to Sandusky, Ohio, quite a bit. So yeah. Yeah.
But I got to tell you, we did put we listed the RV up for sale on RV Trader because it's just that time. And so if we travel going forward, you know, I'm going to like stay somewhere. If I don't have somebody to stay with, we'll get a hotel or something if we're going to go to an event. But it's just getting too hard to maintain, honestly. Yeah. And
absolutely,
it's starting to get that age where it needs some things, and we're not in a position to do or afford those things. So, I think that puppy had a lot of fun on the road. He had the best journey ever in that thing. So, and I will never forget it. And I have the pictures and video to prove it all.
No, I mean, seasons of life, you know, it was great while you had it, and then you get to move on and do something else, and get an Airbnb that you don't have to maintain, and you still get to travel.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see how it goes. It needs a new window since that rock shot through it from the lawnmower. So, and that was one of those things. It's like, no. It's like time to go as is, and you need to replace the window. But it's just like low miles and all that good stuff. So, and I have a feeling somebody is going to enjoy it really soon. So.
Absolutely.
So, but I did see Dr. Dink Nugs in the chat, and I know he was one of the people that we did send the Love Whip to. And I do believe he is growing it. You can correct me.
Yeah, that's great.
But I thought I remember seeing or hearing that you are getting ready too. So, so we're happy to have you along too. So we can all go together.
Thank you. And Habitual Hobby. She said she's gonna have to make the drive up to Columbia. Yeah, come on up. It's fun. Every Monday, I'm in Ashland at Mary Jane's. Most Mondays. This Monday, we get to take my daughter to school to enroll in classes in Oklahoma. But most Mondays, you can find me there. And then twice a year, you know, we do a huge Common Ground Fair that celebrates growers. One in the spring, one in the fall. And if you're growing our genetics, we do a throwdown. So if you're growing our beans, come on and enter. It doesn't cost anything to enter. You only need to bring an eighth, your best few nugs of your Kindway genetics, and then yeah, we have a great turnout. It's really fun. We try to bring in great speakers to come in, like the continuing education, and you just get to hang out with more people who are like you and
Community.
have the same common interest.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good time. I highly recommend any chance that anybody gets to go to a get together or do anything like that. Really try to do it. I've never regretted it. Like, honestly, I have some really great memories. Unfortunately, I can't find half the damn pictures on my computer to pull them all up. I keep finding the same shit over.
No, that's part of it. But yeah, no, I mean, you get inspired by all of these different grow communities, and I'm really grateful. We got to go to the Dude Grow show. It's probably been maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but I mean, just what a wonderful place and community they have that really supports its growers, and just really grateful guys. I felt really lucky to meet them, and grow.
There you go.
Yeah, where else are we seeing? Jordan Rivers up in Illinois has a lot of great stuff that he does, and we had a conflict this year, but I hope to make it to his big one next year, and just go and keep meeting people and having a good time.
Yeah, it's nice for me to find other female growers,
Yeah.
When I first started, there was I knew one person that was having, she was the first person I ever met. And it took me a long time before I talked to people, and there wasn't a lot of women. And over the last year or so, I'm starting to see them trickle through, and I'm really excited about it. It just, I don't know, it's just nice to see a different side of the grow, from a different perspective. Especially when it's with moms,
Yeah. No, I mean, I think about it, my kids are older. I've probably said they're 18, 16, and 14 now. And yeah, gosh, when they were young, I was too nervous to really, I wasn't diehard then. I was sort of just didn't want to get in any trouble or risk doing anything that, could jeopardize, losing my kids or, spending a single day away from them. That's not in my cards.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, gosh, to new moms, got a little bit of cannabis to just take the edge off of the new responsibility. And same thing with dads too. You have all of these, new responsibilities, and just such a much healthier alternative than having a few more drinks, just you know what I mean? They're just healthier ways to cope with all the stressors.
I really can't say that right now because I had to get rid of some of these cucumbers, and I had to make the cucumber juice, and then I'm smashing up watermelon, and then I'm cutting up jalapenos, and then there's a little bit of drinking involved this evening.
No, there should be drinking involved. I found that with cannabis I can stick to 1 or 2 drinks, and then that's all. Whenever I wasn't, consuming cannabis, I would have too much, and wouldn't.
Watered it down.
Yeah.
I put Sprite in it because
why not?
It's jalapeno in there. I don't want to accidentally get that jalapeno, lime, cucumber.
Yum. That's wonderful.
So we grew the cucumbers and the jalapenos.
Good for you.
And I cut up the watermelon.
Yeah.
Made the juice.
You will still find me enjoying some drinks, but probably because there have been a few points in my life that I was drinking too much that I can really appreciate the combo of alcohol, cannabis,
Yeah, definitely. And I tell you what, I'm going to sleep well tonight. I just know it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then I have a we were talking about cucumber salads earlier, and that's something we're having for dinner, but this time it's cucumbers with chopped up watermelon and jalapeno with olive oil, and I forget what else I added to it.
Good stuff.
And then I gotta go sear some chicken.
Yeah.
Make up a little sauce, a little spicy, and
yeah,
that's how I'm ending my evening, friends. So.
As you should. I'm with you. I love cooking. I love like sauces, and that's where I really like to use my cannabis honey or agave or the tinctures. Is I love sauces, and yeah, now's the we put a whole bunch of jalapenos and fulminant peppers, and some green wax peppers in stir fry last night. It's good stuff.
I can't wait till we can start getting more, from our garden. We're still, all those tomatoes are there. We have so many different varieties, but they're not turning yet. Some of them are still
Not turning either. They're taking forever. I've had a couple of great, harvest of some color, but most of them are still taking their time. The new word is cross-faded, when you can mix your drinks with a few joints. Yep.
I'm cross-faded.
Like it.
Well,
Yeah.
I haven't had a few joints. I cannot smoke a few platinum asset. I just, that's why I'll have it around for a while. It's, I was telling Rob the other day, I'm like, I feel like we should have this tested. I'm really curious. This is really, really, so, and it tastes good.
Test it. Get it tested. Are there people in Iowa who do testing at any of your grow stores or?
Oh, no. Well, maybe. I really don't know. I found a place to go and get like my Pro Mix and any nutrients I might need, but it's a weird like plaza store, and they don't like have events there, and they do things like, I don't know, just differently.
Yeah.
They do seeds, but I don't think that they had anything to do with any of that. But there used to be a place though in Akron, Ohio, we used to go to all the time, Exotic Gardens. Man, anybody that's around the Akron Canton area, highly recommend that place. Absolutely.
Nice. Yeah, we're lucky. We have a couple of really great grow stores in the state. Like in Columbia, we have Advanced Garden Supply, Grow Depot. Jefferson City, we have Grow Time. We just have a lot of great. In right outside of Kansas City in Belton is the Can Tree, Sleepy Trees, in Neosho, which is by Joplin. And then West Plains has a grow store, which is in southern Missouri. So if you're in one of those bordering states, that's a nice one. So yeah, just we have a lot of great resources, which is great for us growers.
Well, thank you again for spending some time with me
Of
to talk
course.
about the Love Whip. I'm glad to follow along and learn at the same time, trying to host. So
yeah, no, that's the constant students. You can learn something from everyone, either what to do or what not to do.
Okay, guys. Well, that being said, I'm probably going to cut out of here because I'm getting hungry now that I talked about that chicken. And it's like ready. It's calling my name. I got to go cook it because I could eat. And I can't wait to try this salad. And I hope I won't be sick for the next 2 days, but it's the weekend. So it's not, the salad has no lettuce in it. I should be okay. So, and I'm telling you what, unless I grow my own lettuce, I don't know if I'll ever have lettuce again.
You'll be this too shall pass. We'll be okay soon. All right. Thank you, Mary. You do a wonderful
so much,
job.
everybody. And everybody have a fabulous weekend, and go support your favorite cannabis content creators and show some love. Peace all.
Bye.